Sambalpur proudly represents on the global platform, with campuses that connect academic rigor to the real world leadership, including our Delhi campus at the heart of nation. The institution continues to shape future-ready leaders. We now invite you to witness a short video presentation that captures the journey and aspirations of IIM Sambalpur, an institution shaping responsible leaders for a sustainable and globally competitive future. May we request the AV team to kindly play the video.
In the vibrant canvas of contemporary Indian education, an enthralling narrative unfolds, a saga of institutions not merely keeping pace but leading the global charge. The Indian Institute of Management, IIMs, form an esteemed network of premier business schools in India, celebrated for their academic distinction, leadership development, and substantial contributions to the business and management landscape. The history of the IIMs is an intriguing chronicle that mirrors India's evolution into a global economic force. Conceived by visionaries such as Dr. Vikram Sarabhai and Sri J.R.D. Tata, the inaugural IIM Calcutta, was established in 1961, forged in collaboration with renowned international institutions like the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and the Ford Foundation. Subsequent years witnessed the foundation of IIM Ahmedabad, 1961, IIM Bangalore, 1973, IIM Lucknow, 1984, IIM Kozhikode, 1996, and IIM Indore, 1996, solidifying the IIM legacy across diverse regions of the country. An institution that is nestled in the heart of picturesque Sambalpur city, boasting a sprawling 200-acre campus that stands as a testament to grandeur and commitment to nurturing future leaders. A name resonating with triumph, achievement, and the promise of a brighter future. Showcasing IIM Sambalpur. Nestled amid the undulating landscapes of Odisha, Sambalpur unfolds as a historically rich town, weaving tales of antiquity and cultural grandeur. The town resonates with echoes of rituals, festivals, and traditional practices that have withstood the test of time. The nascent stages of IIM Sambalpur's new campus heralded a transformative chapter in the institution's narrative, encapsulating a vision steeped in progress and excellence. The pivotal moment materialized on January 2nd, 2021, as the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, laid the foundation stone for the institution's permanent campus. The monumental architectural marvel, constructed with a substantial investment of 401.94 crore rupees, demanded the dedicated efforts of thousands of individuals working tirelessly round the clock. This collective hard work and labor have culminated in a groundbreaking achievement, making it one of the fastest constructions of IIM campuses of this scale in India. Guided by the visionary leadership of Professor Mahadev Jaiswal, the founding director of IIM Sambalpur, the campus represents a seamless fusion of architectural innovation and cultural integration.
IIM Sambalpur, along with 6 other IIMs, were set up by Government of India in 2015. And this was in line with the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, which thinks that the talent of this country lies in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So, and also the vision of IIM Sambalpur is to nurture responsible leaders with entrepreneurial mindset. Means we want to be an institute for excellence. We create a leadership which are responsible, which is not just creating money, but creating money without damaging the environment. In same time, it captures and includes all sections of society that is in part of inclusiveness. So this is the part of our vision. And in terms of our mission, we want to create the new knowledge through disruptive methods. We want to disseminate the new knowledge through different methods. At the same time, we want to create impact in society through collaboration with industries and academia globally.
IIM Sambalpur's architectural marvel unfolds as a meticulously crafted masterpiece, boasting a sophisticated 5-layer design that harmoniously blends thematic richness with functional excellence. The first layer, the spiritual layer, draws inspiration from Sambalpuri art and the Institute's core values: innovation, integrity, and inclusiveness, the 3 I's.
Core values of IIM Sambalpur is innovation, integrity, and inclusiveness. That is called 3 I's. And if you see the logo of our institute is based on these 3 I's. There are 3 lines which are depicted. And these 3 I's have been taken from the Ikkat design of Sambalpur art. And this has come from 3 I's means Nor Sajanam Suchita Samavestam. Nor Sajanam means innovation. And innovation is a symbol of Lord Brahma because it creates new knowledge. Integrity, that is Nor Suchita, that is the symbol of Lord Vishnu, which provides how to live life with ethics. And inclusiveness, that is Samavestam, that is the symbol of Lord Shiva, which is inclusive God. And we have derived our logos from these 3 gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. And also it depicts the local art and culture of Sambalpur. And you can see that the color of our logo is blue because we believe in blue ocean strategy, not gray ocean strategies, because we want to create new ideas. And same time, you can see our logos are open both sides. The lines are open, means we are not close, we are infinite in terms of our thinking capacity, in terms of creating capacities.
The second layer, the physical layer, is a comprehensive embodiment of the institution's commitment to environmental sustainability and responsible resource management. This layer exemplifies thoughtful planning and efficient utilization of space. With a prestigious 4-star Kriha rating, the campus stands as a beacon of sustainable and eco-friendly construction practices. Embracing cutting-edge technologies, IIM Sambalpur incorporates a photovoltaic solar power plant on the rooftops, symbolizing the institute's dedication to renewable energy sources. Smart lighting control, movement sensors, solar water heating systems, LED lighting, and astronomical timers collectively contribute to energy efficiency and the reduction of electricity consumption.
The design of IIM Sambalpur campus is very unique. It is a mix of modern technology and contemporary arts, and accordingly, the names of various buildings of our campus also has a very unique historical names. For example, the name of our admin building is called Kotalya. The name of our auditorium, which has got 2 auditorium, is known as Konark. And the name of our classrooms are called Takshila. And the modern building that is called Incubation Building is known as I2 Hub, the modern name. And therefore, this campus is also known as Handcrafted IIM.
Now I request our audience to wear their thinking hats once again, and let's see another video, and we'll have a question after that.
That was a wonderful video, isn't it? Now a quick question to audience. Can anyone speak or answer who was in the video? Yes, please. That's correct. That's none other than our director, Dr. Mahadev Jaiswal sir. Now it's situated at Hirakud Dam at a paragliding sail. What truly stands about Professor Jaiswal sir is his energy and enthusiasm. Whether it's engaging with students, shaping academic initiatives, or proudly showcasing Sambalpur and the institutions, his passion is always visible. His enthusiasm is infectious, it motivates, inspires, and sets the tone for a vibrant academic culture at IIM Sambalpur.
With that, we once again a very welcome to all our esteemed dignitaries, respected faculty members, distinguished guests, and dear participants. We are truly privileged to have you with us today, eminent leaders whose vision, leadership, and contributions have significantly shaped industries, institutions, and society at large. Your presence makes this occasion truly special, and we look forward to an enriching exchange of ideas, insights, and inspiration. Now, I would request Professor Mahadev Jaiswal to come forward and facilitate our guests with a token of appreciation. May I please call upon our chief guest, Sri Brijendra Pratap Singh, next. We request our guest of honor, next, we request our guest of honor, Dr. Shri Keshav Rao. Next, we request Shri Narendra Babu. Next, we request Dr. Biswajit Mahapatra. Thank you, everyone.
To formally set the context for today's program, I now invite Professor Poonam Kumar, Chairperson MBA for Working Professional and MBA Business Analytics. With over 24 years of rich academic and professional experience in marketing and branding, she has played a pivotal role in shaping executive education and nurturing future leaders through innovative and practice-oriented pedagogy. I request Professor Poonam Kumar to kindly deliver the introductory address.
Thank you. So very good morning to all of you. Coming from Delhi, I can see a very sunshine morning here at IIM Sambalpur and really rejuvenating back. So respected Director, Professor Mahadev Jaiswal, our esteemed Chief Guest, Shri Brijendra Pratap Singh, our guest of honor, Shri Biswajit Mahapatra and Shri Keshav Roy ji, our keynote speaker, Shri Narendra Babu ji, and distinguished industry leaders, faculty colleagues, staff, participants from Executive MBA and MBA for Working Professional, including our core MBA programs. Once again, a very warm welcome to all of you. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you on the CEO and Campus Immersion Programme at 2026, where we bring the collaboration of both Executive MBA as well as Delhi campus together at our main IIM Sambalpur fraternity campus. For the next few days, this campus will not just only host you guys, it will challenge you to think, broaden your networks, and quietly reshape your all leadership perspective. You will find that there is a change in you the moment you bring back your experience from IIM Sambalpur. This gathering is also special because it brings together the experience and aspiration, practice, perspective, and today's leaders for tomorrow's change makers. The reason being, our today's theme is future. I mean, it's a beautiful word been coined by together Executive MBA and MBA for working professional, wherein our social impact comes in with the technology and build the future excellence out here. So let me give you a small instinct at how did it started with our journey of executive at IIM Sambalpur. IIM Sambalpur launched the Executive MBA program in 2021 under the leadership of Professor Shikhar Bhardwaj, who is here. And today we are proudly with our 5th cohort at 2025. We further strengthened our professional education footprint with the launch of MBA for Working Professional at our core campus, at our Delhi campus, which is our satellite campus, which is for MBA for Working Professional, and we are running the 3rd cohort out here. So this was the dream of our director, sir, and finally we could make it. It's not only that we are running our MBA for Working Professional, but we are also running our MBA Business Analytics core MBA course at our Delhi center out there. Our Delhi campus is located at the heart of course, the city, which keeps the professionally closely connected with industry related. And when we talk about our main campus at IIM Sambalpur, it reflects, reimagine the leadership. And वही कहते हैं ना, कभी रुकना भी नहीं, क्योंकि समझदारी वही रणनीति है जिसमें हम सबको हमेशा आगे बढ़ते रहना है. Right? So, what we are making you hear again and again, that when we comes back, you always feel that you are unlearning something into the new technology perspective and the management perspective which we are giving you, and bringing a new relearning perspective into your core operational world or the domain where you are actually coming from. So let me give you a glimpse of the whole program from today onwards, 12 to the 16, wherein the students are power-packed with n number of leaders, but it's not about the power-packed. They're going to get many things out of it, which they will always remember throughout the world. So after this inauguration, we'll have Shikeshwar Rao ji back with you to interact personally, Director Personal NCL, followed by Mr. Narendra Babu, a technical session, who is CTO PayU. On 13th morning, we're going to start with Mr. Rohit Ramanan, SVP Engineering Fidelity National Services, followed by Mr. Sudhir Bansamal, CEO United Breweries Trading Limited. Then also Dr. Biswajit Mahapatra will come in to interact with you all to give you the insight and the perspective of new world out there from Amazon perspective. Thereafter, we have Mr. Ratan Keswani, who is the president of Trident Hotels, so a new perspective towards tours and hospitality. On 14th, we are going to even start with Dr. Dayatri Patnaik, MD Jivade, followed by Mr. Sanjay Lath and Mr. Soumya Jain, MD Zyco, and from BPCL, who will be delivering their lectures together out there. Then we have Ms. Chitra Thomas. She is an ex-CHRO and board of director of Tesla India. So I'm pretty sure you're going to get many more insight from there. She was also an ex-CHRO of Deloitte and Walmart. So on 15th, we're going to start with Dr. Manmohan Sethi, is the Counsel General of India, Auckland, followed by Mr. Satish Kumar Pradhan, Center Head, Cognizant. 15th, post-lunch, Mr. Sukriti Pradhanigrihi will come, who is Director Product Engineering, Deloitte Digital. And then on the last day, Mr. Sanjeev Patel, VP Sarco Traders, who is a GCC leader, will interact with you along with Mr. Satyajit Senapati. So imagine we have such big pool of leaders coming over here to interact with you onto future. And this is not the journey which you are actually leading together, but I invite you to be fully present. Switch off your distraction for some more time. Learn with your conversations, learn with your interactions, learn with your networking, because ultimately this collaboration will bring you to the height of the world, which you are also looking forward for. And that's the reason you have joined MBA for Working Professional or Executive MBA. So let me thanks again each one of you who are present here, or all those students who are online, because some of the students are getting married. One of the students, Neha Patnaik from MBA Working Professional, is having a marriage just next after 3 days. But despite of that, she's present fully with her modality. So let's begin this journey. Thank you all once again. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful words. It's now our honor to introduce a visionary academic leader, institution builder, and our founding director, Professor Mahadev Cheswal. He is a distinguished academician and a thought leader in the areas of digital strategy, innovation, entrepreneurship, and information systems. Professor Jaiswal holds a PGPX from MIT US, a PhD Computer in Science from the University of Delhi, and a Senior Fulbright Fellow at Carnegie Mellon University, US. In recognition of his distinguished contributions to academia and practice, he has also been conferred the honorary Doctor of Science degree. Prior to assuming leadership at IIM Sambalpur, he served with distinction as a professor for information systems and dean research at MDI Gurgaon. Professor Jaswal has authored several books, published over 100 research papers and case studies, and is widely regarded as a pioneer of the flipped classroom pedagogy in India. As a consultant and policy advisor, he has worked extensively with organizations such as Coal India Limited, SAIL, NTPC, Power Grid, Asia Development Bank, and multiple Government of India ministries, contributing significantly to the digital governance and innovation strategy. May I now request Professor Mahadev Jaiswal to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Can I use this? Very good morning, everyone, and welcome to IIM Sambalpur. Chief guest, Sri Vijendra Pratap Singh, CMD, NALCO. Guest of honor, Sri Keshav Rao ji, Director HR, MCL. Guest of honor, Sri Vishwajit Mahapatra, CIO, Amazon Web Services. And keynote speaker, Sri Narendra Babu, CTO, PayU Payment. My faculty colleague, Professor Somyakant Mishra, the chairman of Executive MBA. Professor Poonam Kumar, chairperson MBA for Working Professional, Delhi campus. All other distinguished invited speakers from industry. Guests present here, my faculty colleagues, my colleagues from admin, and dear students from both this program and also from our IIM Sambalpur campus. This is a great opportunity to interact with India's key CEOs in next 4 to 5 days as part of this CEO Immersion Programme. And we are grateful that Mr. Singh from NALCO has kindly agreed to be here with us as a chief guest. As you must be knowing that NALCO is one of the most promising and largest public sector of Odisha, in Odisha of Government of India. And same time, We have MCL, which is again one of the largest coal company of CIL in terms of their value. And of course, we have the leaders from some of the leading company like Amazon, which is ruling the world, and payment, that is digital payment, which is again India's pride, that we are the pioneer in terms of coming out with UPI, and they provide all the services to UPI. And there are many other speakers who will be interacting with you. Now the theme of this program is future and nature of work, and which is really very contemporary, because we all are struggling to find out where the industry are going to settle down. We have already seen the last 10 to 20 years the kind of changes which is coming in the various sectors. Some companies have disappeared, some companies' business has disappeared, some companies' process has disappeared, new processes have come out. And at IIM Sambalpur, we have given a framework to analyze how the future of work and future of business or future of organization will look. So we give a framework called 3D. The 3D disruptions you can analyze. The first D is disruption due to digitalization. Second is disruptions due to decarbonization of business. And third is disruption due to democratization of business. Now, what does it really mean? So, when you see disruption due to digitalizations, the technology which for the last 20 years has been bringing change in various organizations, or actually almost organizations, has been more to do with the roles and process. The digital technology has brought a lot of changes of roles, a lot of changes in the process. And as a process, today, globally, the companies are settling down around GCC, the Global Capability Centers. The GCCs are emerging as a center of excellence to manage business. And 53% of global GCC, that is all global GCCs, are located in India. And what is that which is being done? Earlier, it was IT services which used to come to India from various multinational companies. Now IT and business both are getting integrated. And all your operations, accounting, sales operations, business operations, services is integrated with IT, and this is called GCC, which are from all the MNCs which are coming to India, and from GCC all the business are being managed. Next generation GCC are going to be more strategic in nature. So even product design and new ideas will also emerge from GCCs. And we can visualize in future, even government will go towards GCC, and it may be called government capability centers. So what is the impact? The impact is the permanent job will disappear. The permanent job will disappear. I can visualize even all the civil services will disappear, because everything will be on contract. Everything will be in the short-term contract. Businesses in government already are, today if you go and see income tax or you see passport, it is 99% are outsourced. It is only 1%, one officer must be just signing the passport or tax. Everything is through digital, and everything is done by third parties or fourth parties or private parties. So that is the model of governance which is going to come in next 20 years definitely. And what kind of job will come? Every individual will become entrepreneur. That's called third D, that is democratization. You will work from home, you will work from anywhere, and you will work for many companies. Today, we join one company and work for whole life. Earlier it was like that. Today, you all MBAs join one company and maybe you leave every year the new companies. That is also going to continue, and ultimately it will settle down when you will be working not only for one company, you will be working for many companies, because you have to build your expertise in particular area, and you can manage businesses of different companies sitting at your home, or you can set up your own office. That is a third D, that is democratization. Every individual will become businessman. And you will see that I'll be losing my job. Today we feel very proud to become a servant of a company or a government. Okay. And we feel very proud that I am a general manager or I am a chairman. But you will become chairman of your own company. You will become owner, founder. So your value will be much more. You will have flexibility whether to work or not to work. You will have own decisions and you will be contributing as per your expertise. Today, 80% time, you may not be contributing because you feel that somebody is paying me, why should I work? And only few people will say that I have aspirations, so I must work. So those kind of changes will happen and impact of that will be tremendous. Everybody create business and then GDP growth will accelerate. And you will be a global citizen because you will be working for global companies of different nature, of different countries, sitting at your own place. So that is the kind of change which digital is going to bring. That is a change of process and roles. It is not going to destroy companies. Okay. It is only going to disrupt the model of business. So that is the impact of digitalization. Now the second D, what is the impact of decarbonization? This has a very serious impact. I can visualize. Lot of companies which exist today may not exist tomorrow. For example, oil and gas and maybe coal companies for the coal extraction and oil and gas will not exist after 20-30 years. Or they will exist in a smaller part. New energy companies will emerge from solar or nuclear or hydel or maybe bio. So many options are coming. So those will become the energy producers because energy requirement will go many times because all digital will require more and more energy. So energy requirement definitely will go much. However, a lot of automobile company will disappear. The existing mechanical base, your automobiles companies will disappear and more electric vehicles will come. So there will be a lot of change. All the petrol pump will disappear. Okay. And charging stations will become like a mobile service. You will be able to charge your vehicle just like charging mobile. So those are the kind of changes which is huge disruptions going to happen. But these are the changes which are more disruptive. And you should be ready because a bright future for all of you because you can create new business because if 50% of existing business will disappear or 50% of business process will disappear from the existing companies, there's a tremendous opportunity for management graduates because you have to build expertise to manage new set of business process and new sets of industries. And what kind of expertise are required? That's the big questions. Like what kind of management graduates will be required? What kind of expertise are required from management graduates? Today we require finance management. Today we require marketing management. Today we require strategic management, operations management, organizational behavior. But the fundamental of most of this which can be digitized will go through artificial intelligence. If AI can manage your finance better, marketing better, sales better, I think companies will prefer to go for AI. And then what will be management graduates' role? I think one area which I visualize, what I'm talking is just visualization, okay? So you may take seriously, you may not take seriously, doesn't matter, okay? It's my ideas, I'm just visualizing and therefore don't take that, it's not a classroom, it is a seminar and therefore we are free to speak what future of work and nature of work will look like. So there, what I visualize, that you have to build expertise which are not taught in the B school right now. And that is how to manage multi-contracts. The contract management. Business is all about contracts. Whether it's a manpower contract, a material contract, a service contracts, and that too on a digital platform. You have to build expertise, how to draft contract and how to execute contract in a digital platforms. And the contracts of various nature. It can be outcome-based contract, It can be short-term employment contract. It can be transaction-based contract. For example, today when you travel to any city in Uber or Ola cab, that driver is an entrepreneur. Okay. And you have a short-term contract. And the company has a short-term contract with Ola, and Ola can ship to Uber. So the contract is flexible. How do you manage those kind of, same thing will happen, it's already happening in Nalco and Coal India, that maybe 80% of their business are outsourced compared to few years. They're all contracts. It's already happening. And a lot of digital-based contracts are coming. And many companies don't have expertise to manage those kind of contracts to drop. So they're hiring consultant, like Accenture will be working or KPMG must be working, because they have not been able to build those expertise internally. And slowly, even Accenture and KPMG will disappear, and small companies, experts will come, and those companies will be hired. Maybe in this region, if 20 companies get created, they will be hired for doing those kind of services. So future is definitely disruptive. Future is definitely bright. Future is with lot of new ideas, and therefore you have to continuously learn and understand that how the organization will be managed, how the growth will be managed in a digital space, in a clean energy space, in a democratic stage. And today we are also witnessing the global geopolitical tariff war. Why it's happening? And why US is trying to put pressure on Indian products? One reason which again I visualize is that we have not been able to build brands. Okay. So if you have a brand, for example, which is Amul, for example, now no country can afford to ban on Amul product or no tariff. Okay. Because customer will like that brand. Same way, if you have Fab India, now Fab India is global brand, and customer, whether is tariff or no tariff, is 200%, they will buy it. Okay. So brand is going to be most important, and that is second area where you have to build, how to build brand. So contract management and brand, I think, is going to be the key to create your presence in the changing space or in the changing dynamics and disruptions in future. These are some of my key ideas which I thought I must share, but don't take it very seriously, but take it with some seriousness. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. In today's world, progress is no longer defined by ideas alone, but by the ability to execute consistently at a speed and at a scale. The future of work belongs to organizations that can translate vision into systems, talent into capabilities, and ambition into everyday outcomes. It is therefore my privilege to welcome Sri Narendra Babu, CTO at PayU. He is a technology leader who works at intersection of skills, culture, execution, enabling platforms that millions rely on daily. As CTO of PayU, he leads large, diverse teams responsible for building secure, scalable, and future-ready systems, making his insights deeply relevant on how organizations design work, develop people, and deliver results in a fast-changing world. We look forward to learning from his experience on how future of work is built through disciplined execution, not just bold ideas. May I invite Sri Narendra Babu to address the gathering.
Morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here in this beautiful campus of IIM Sambalpur. This is new to me. It's such a fantastic campus, so all of you are very lucky to be here, right? And thanks to all the organizers for inviting me to be part of this forum. So let me talk a little bit about PayU. PayU is one of the leading payment companies in India, right? So there is a high chance that if you're buying on Amazon, Flipkart, or anywhere else, that underlying PayU is processing your payment on several fronts, right? So one is what we call as payment aggregator. So the entity behind any e-commerce site, which is actually processing your payment, is what is called as a payment aggregator, and PayU is one, right? But we also have certain other businesses, right? So if you're using a credit card, you're likely authenticating your credit card. There is a product called ACS, which is an authentication management service. So most banks which do authentication is again depend on Wibmo, which is our ACS product. I think I can say that 5 out of 6 people here, if you're using a credit card, you're likely using a PayU product, all right? And we are also an NBFC, which means that if you're borrowing loans for your purchases and stuff like that, PayU Finance, which is an NBFC, is a key player in providing credit solutions to many of our end consumers. So all of these put together is a trinity that solves a key financial puzzle for the Indian audience, right? So this is what PayU is. I thought I'll just give you a brief intro about PayU. So first of all, talking about the CEO Immersion Programme, I think it's a fascinating idea. About a year back, I was at Stanford. I've been working for about 25 years now. And I was there for a 1-week immersion program, right? So as part of an industry exchange, ProSUS, which is our parent company, had facilitated a 1-week session exclusively on learning some of the management principles again, right? You would assume that after 25 years of working, what do you really learn? I was so fascinated that, as things are changing in the world, Professor talked a lot about some of the emerging trends, that it's sometimes we get caught in our own ways of working without understanding what is changing in the world, all right? So therefore, the CEO Immersion Program is such a fantastic idea that both you as students and also folks from the industry coming together here for a week, you get to exchange interesting ideas, you get to learn from each other, right? So like I said, it's very important that the industry gets to learn from academics, and the academy also interacts with the industry to understand what is happening, right? At the end of the day, we are here to solve business problems for the real world, right? So I'm told that there are a lot of interesting speakers going to be here on the campus, both through sessions, or probably they're going to stay here. You definitely please take advantage of this unique opportunity and try to understand a lot of what's really relevant for you to succeed, right? So I think one thing that the professor mentioned about what does it mean for jobs in the next 10 years, let's assume, right? There are some guesses. Honestly, given the changes in technology, none of us really know what is going to happen, right? So I think that much we can be sure of, right? The pace at which industry is changing, we really don't know how jobs are going to be. But I do strongly concur with his point of view that entrepreneurship is the way to go. In other words, I'll put a slightly different spin on that domain expertise is the way to go, right? So while technology is becoming democratized, like today, you as an MBA graduate actually don't need an engineer to do a lot of coding, right? So if you want to build a proof of concept, it's really easy with vibe coding tools for you to go and just express an intent of what you want to build, and boom, your app is ready, right? So you can show it to the world that, hey, this is what I really was talking about. Whereas 10 years back or 5 years back, if you want to do it, your first thing is let me go look for an engineer, pay really high salary for him, get all the required software tools and build it. That's no longer required, right? So some of the AI tools, and Biswajit can talk about it, is they are so sophisticated that I have seen in my own eyes that the engineers who built some of the products had a production issue. 5 or 6 of them trying to debug this for 4 hours, couldn't debug. We put the logs through AI. In 10 minutes, it narrowed down saying this is the problem. Can you imagine this? The engineers who built it couldn't debug what the problem was. But AI just looking at the logs could tell that this is the problem and we were able to fix it, right? So that's really the kind of change that's happening. But what these tools can't do is teach the domain expertise. So I'm from fintech, so I'll talk about it. So it's fascinating that the changes that have happened in the last 10 years or so in terms of digital inclusion, what it has done, right? So you all know the story of UPI and how it has changed the landscape of payments in India, right? So today, just in terms of numbers, digital payments, we are the number one in the world, right? So we have surpassed everybody else when it comes to digital payments. Now that's just one of the building blocks in the entire digital literacy stack, right? What does that mean, right? So fine, people are doing digital payments, but because they're doing digital payments, they already have a bank account, right? So the whole Jan Dhan scheme, right? So you're seeing that now people are getting into the next phase of it, which is, you probably have heard of the mutual fund Sahi Hai campaign, right? So grow, whether it's Zerodha, whether it's the other kinds of investment apps that you see, will tell you that the biggest amount of growth in consumer base for these investment apps, which is mutual funds and other kinds of equity investments, is happening in tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities, right? So, which is a huge change compared to where we were 10 years back, right? So payments, bank accounts now leading to the way investments are happening, right? So the investment patterns are changing. It doesn't need to stop there, right? So I don't think we have made that kind of a dent in lending, right? So our lending is still fairly restricted to a very small subset of users where the digital footprint is very strongly available, meaning that underwriting is one of the key elements of lending. So you really look for very safe users who have a lot of material where you can look at it and assess the risk, right? Now that can change dramatically because you now have a lot of digital footprint through payments and other kinds of digital activity that is going on. So which will mean that you can now get into lending in a big way, which might open up a whole lot of potential for many other business opportunities that our entrepreneurs can pursue, right? So insurance is another big segment that is considerably underpenetrated, right? So all of these, like the amount of business opportunities out there, whether technology is democratized or not, I think the business opportunities continue to exist. And there I strongly agree with Professor that the way to go is to start thinking each one of yourselves as a true entrepreneur, which means that you really need to understand the business, and you can dissect the business in different ways, right? So one is the domain itself. The other is also how do you look at it geographically, right? So I remember when, my first year at PayU, anytime we do a business review, we would like have two teams from two locations, right? So Delhi and Mumbai. And most of the reviews were about these two regions, right? So, and I asked this question saying, hey, I don't see any folks doing business in East India, right? So we never had an office in this section of the country. We never had something in Kerala or Chennai, right? So we made a conscious change to start setting up teams as north, south, east, west, and now we may not have an office, but we are consciously focused on that. Demography, like women, elderly, kids, each one of these sections, how do you start looking at your business opportunities and push that case? And now technology makes it viable for you to go after these business opportunities, right? So whether it is using AI to do very intelligent analytics, very real-time analytics, you don't have to be physically there. Your virtual technologies can allow you to work out of anywhere and still assess the business opportunities in different parts of India. I think start looking at technology as an enabler and domain as something where you need to pay key attention to, right? So that's really what I would leave this group. It's great that you have access to a lot of industry leaders over this week. Please take advantage of that. There's one thing I would leave all of you with is that a great physical campus has been built. I think now the onus is on each of your students to make the name of IIM Sambalpur as probably the best MBA in India and potentially someday in the world. And my own vested interest as a representative of fintech industry is that someday there will be a lot of fintechs in and around IIM Sambalpur, and hopefully I'll see a lot of CEOs from here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words. Now, let me begin his introduction with a small question. Sohan, when you felt like ordering your mobile phone, what was the first name that comes to your mind?
Of course, Amazon.
That's correct. It's similar for me. But behind every click, every delivery, and every cloud powered service lies a massive transformation of how work is designed, how teams collaborate, and how leaders think about skills and culture. It's a pleasure to welcome Dr. Bishwajit Mohapatra, Head of Customer Solutions and CIO Advisory for India and South Asia at Amazon Web Services. He works closely with CEOs, CIOs, and leadership teams as they reimagine organizations for the future, helping them move from legacy systems to agile, skill-driven, and sustainable work models. We are excited to hear how cloud, culture, and capability come together to shape sustainable careers and organizations.
Thank you for the nice intro. Good morning, everyone. Little louder. Good morning. Great. So what a beautiful day it is, and I'm so excited to be here back again at IIM Sambalpur for the CEO Immersion Programme. You know, Abdul Kalam once said, you have to dream before your dreams come true. And here we are, indeed, turning our dreams into realities by pushing the boundaries of what is possible with innovation, intelligence, and impact, as I already talked about. So welcome once again all of you, and thanks for having me here. What I'm going to talk about today, 3 things. The first point, I'll talk about what is really changing the shape of the business at this point of time. The second point, I'll talk about what magic we all are building today. And the third point I'm going to talk about is what is the opportunity ahead of all of us. Let me start with what is really changing the rule of business. As you all know, the world is becoming more intelligent, more interconnected, and more instrumented today. That is giving all of us an opportunity to think differently, act differently, and transform differently. There's evolution of a new business paradigm, I think Narendra already talked about that, is happening around all of us. That's again happening across 3 dimensions. The first dimension is new business model. Today, every organization is trying to reshape the business model and reimagine the industry. And there is increased focus on market activation around all of us. The second point is all about new age of doing work. We all know the focus has slowly shifted to actionable insights, responsive operations. And the third one, which is the most important one, is my standpoint, is about new expertise. Every organization, every institution is focused today to build that restless talent and perform ecosystem orchestration. When I say ecosystem orchestration, there is no longer a company can stand and say, whether it's Amazon or any of the largest enterprises across the globe, today can stand and talk about that, yeah, I can do all of my customers' things alone. This age is all about ecosystem collaboration, working together, even at times working with your competition to deliver the differentiated value to your customers. My mentor, ex-CEO of IBM, Ginny Rometty, used to say, there is nothing called competition today. It's all about competition. And competition is all about competition plus cooperation together. At times, you have to work with your competition to deliver value to your customers. And all these changes, the value delivery, the new business model is happening, and probably no-brainer, all of you know that, is happening with a foundation service that is nothing but culture of agility as well as secured hybrid cloud platform. And coming from AWS, I should definitely talk about cloud, right? So when I talk about secure hybrid cloud platform, that's actually fueling all of the next gen technologies that we are talking today. Whether it is quantum computing, whether it is high performance computing, whether it is intelligent workflows, data getting extremely democratized, and in the same time, a lot of revolution and evolution around the SaaS ecosystem that's happening around all of us. That's the changing facet of business today. And the way I look at it, a bank is no longer a bank. Every company is a technology company today. The way I look at a bank is actually a technology company with a banking license. No different, right? Do you guys agree to this? I want to have little interaction as well, right? So that's about the first point what I wanted to really say. That's about how business is shaping today. The second one, what is the real opportunity around all of us? What is the real magic that we are building, right? I was going through a paper, a study done by McKinsey recently, and McKinsey says there's a $3.5 trillion opportunity that's ahead of us when it comes to AI adoption, right? And I happened to meet one of the Japanese American physicists, and his name is Michio Kaku. How many of you heard of his name? Okay, at least I could see some raise of hands. And his point is that we are at an inflection point of AI adoption, and we are into 100 years of journey when it comes to AI adoption. 100 years of journey. We started with generative AI agents, which was kind of automating a lot of repetitive tasks. Then we slowly moved into generative AI agents, which were more doing a workflow completely automated. Then we move into era of where we are today. It's all about autonomous systems, where the agents could work together to completely mimic the human reasoning, basically, right? And Michio Kaku's prediction is that probably the next wave of AI transformation is going to be around increased autonomy. How can you build trustworthy, responsible AIs, and in the same time, build systems which could be forward-leaning, policy-making ecosystems, basically. And that's the place I think you as MBA graduates are going to play extremely important role. In the same time, when I talk about the magic that we are building, I see it's almost similar to like the Renaissance movement that happened in Europe 600 years back, and that kind of extended across the globe. Any of you know about the Renaissance movement that happened in Europe? Oh, quite a lot. Great. So a lot of you are having interest in history probably today, right? So what happened in that moment, right? The moment started in Europe, and after probably 600 years back, after centuries of stagnation, suddenly there was focus around reviving the human potential, right? And you know, probably the era of Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Copernicus, Gutenberg, right? It was not only explosion of technology at that point of time. As you guys know, it was explosion of art, explosion of science, explosion of philosophy, explosion of innovation, everything together, right? Technology was not alone. What worked at that point of time was curiosity, and how do we really look at making human life different than what we have or what is existing today, right? That's what I call as a Renaissance movement. And all of us, if we consider ourselves as builders, we are actually those Renaissance builders at this point of time. So what does a Renaissance builder really need to have as the key skills? The first one I talked about, it's all about curiosity. How can I bring in curiosity? How can I come up with newer creativity in my everyday life, in my everyday job. I think all of us need to really focus on that. Second one is all about learning. And I strongly believe learning is extremely social, right? And that's what we are doing today. The best learning happens when we talk to people than going through numbers and number of pages, right? And this kind of conferences, seminars, and immersion programs are definitely very helpful in that direction. The third point about a Renaissance developer is really becoming completely resilient, seeing the entire big picture, not only it's like the rainforest ecosystem where you see the forest and in the same time you see each of the plants. The other part is, how can I become a polymath? The time is really expecting all of us to become a polymath, where we could see something that others cannot see. We could connect the dots. And the last important point, I think directors have talked about D3, I'm going to talk about C3 probably, right? The C3 is all about communicate, collaborate, and co-create. All of us really need to focus on how do we really communicate, collaborate, and co-create to meet the objectives of our customers, our society as a whole, and for the community as well, right? So that's the magic we are trying to focus on building today. Now I'll come to the third point, which is basically what is the opportunity ahead of all of us. I think Director Sir again talked about the GCCs, right? Today India is the epicenter of GCCs or the global MNC centers. We have 2,000 plus GCCs at this point of time operating out of India. In the same time, India is the second largest STEM population across the globe. 5 million plus builder community. Third largest startup ecosystem, right? I think we are at an inflection point where India is a perfect playground for the technology companies to play. And look at some of the statistics that McKinsey's, Deloitte, and IDCs of the world has recently published. McKinsey says almost 76% of the organizations have tried GenAI at least one of their business functions in 2025. Great numbers, right? In the same time, IDC says almost 70% of the organizations have moved from piloting AI to production. And as per the recent report that just got published last week, Deloitte says 48% of those who actually converted to pilot are actually converted pilot to production are actually seeing the productivity benefits coming out of their GenAI implementations, right? That's the sweet spot we are actually playing at this point of time. And look at, I think Narendra talked about some of the business use cases, but look at how much opportunity is even in the technology space that's existing today that we can align our business with technology, right? Maybe in essence of time, I'll just talk about 3 of the next frontiers that's going to drive. The first one I strongly believe is basically quantum. And I strongly believe quantum safe is going to be the only safe, right? You guys know about quantum computing, right? Okay, what's going to happen? Today the threat actors, sorry, I have a bad throat. The threat actors are actually trying to collect all of our data, whether it's our own personal data, whether it is the state data or whatever national data, they are collecting those data files, but they are not in a position to decrypt those, right? The moment post-quantum cryptography comes, the moment the quantum computing advance, those data points could be decrypted at any point of time. And huge risk for all of us. Companies are aware of that, but they think quantum is very far, which is not true. So I think as practitioners, as professionals, there are huge opportunity for us to really work on post-quantum cryptography, identifying the use cases around quantum neuromorphic encryptions that could help protect our nation's data, our own data. First frontier number 1. The second frontier is all about sustainability, right? I think Sir again talked about little sustainability aspects and the renewable energy and other front. So sustainability really drives innovation. And if I talk about Amazon, we are very, very focused around how do we really make sustainability happen, right? Whether it is reducing the carbon footprint in our data centers, whether it is becoming power neutral, energy neutral, right? And I'm very happy to say that we signed a contract in the World Economic Forum Davos to become completely running all of our data centers on renewable energy by 2030. And I'm very happy as we completed 2025, all of our data centers run on renewable energy, almost 5 years ahead of the contract, the commitment that we did in the World Economic Forum, right? Right here in India, right? All of our data centers and the water consumption that we do, we replenish that water through the water conservation strategies, right? So those are the things we are working on, and it's very, very important. Probably we are in a better space in India when it comes to renewable energy, but if we continue like this, probably it's not going to be too far where we'll continue to struggle like some of our neighboring countries, developed countries across the globe are struggling today. So another strong use case that we could focus on. The third point I'll talk about is about polymorphic robots. You guys heard of polymorphic robots? Right? That's going to rule the world again, basically, right? So we know probably many of us know about the monomorphic robots that you see on the airports, cleaning and sweeping the airport and other stops, right? But the future is all going to be polymorphic robots. Why can't we have a robot as a use case which can do us sweeping, which can do cooking for us, which can arrange myself, right? That's what is going to happen, and a lot of work is going on that direction, and Amazon is driving some of those great initiatives. Another use case that we could look after, right? And so why I'm telling you all those things, with all these technology changes that's happening, aligning to the business needs, the needs of the customers, the road ahead is going to be all about three things that we all need to be aware of. The first thing is, whether we like it or not, there is going to be change in work, right? All of the manual works, repetitive tasks are going to be automated, right? The second thing is, it's going to be all about change in workers. The way we used to work is not going to be the same again, right? The skill set required is going to be different. And in the same time, we use a lot of tools, and like people say, AI tools, right? Job will go, job will not go, whether there will be more opportunity or not. But the reality is that the work is yours. The work is not tools, right? Nothing has changed when it comes to developer standpoint. Still, the work is yours and you will be doing those works. But we need to evolve on our skills to do the right kind of work. That's what we need to focus on. The third thing is, again, that's basically change in workforce. The future of workforce is going to be hybrid. And one of the prediction that Gartner did recently is about the future of workforce is going to be combination of human as well as robots working together. So don't get surprised if next 5 to 7 years, you see most organizations, and it has already started in some of the countries like Japan and other countries, you will see that the teams, the workforce is all hybrid where humans and robots are working together, and those are those polymorphic robots that I was talking about, right? So what's really changing? What really we need to do on our skills front? When I started my career 30 years back, the skill requirement was I-shaped skills, right? English letter I. I means you build deep expertise in one of the specialized areas. Slowly, that changed to what we call as pie-shaped skills. Deep expertise across 2 areas and horizontal skills across multiple areas, right? Now, the era we are in, we definitely need cone-shaped skills. That means deep expertise across multiple areas. That's the domain, the technology, and any other areas that we could think of. And in the same time, horizontal skills across multiple areas. That's the place we need to prepare ourselves today. And it's easy with the advent of Gen AI and other areas, like Narendra was giving an example of how easy it is to find out a defect by using AI agent. So it's easy for us, and it's easy for us at this point of time to build those concept skills as we move forward from here. So there is no compression algorithm for experience. I am sure all of you agree with that. And in the same time, it's opportunity for us, especially all of us who are operating out of India, to really unlock the business value and in the same time drive innovation through 3 T's. I think I'm talking a lot of 3 things today, right? Through 3 T's: talent, technology, as well as transformation, right? With that, I just wanted to share last 1 minute about some of my experiences that I worked in my 30 years of career. Number 1, learn, unlearn, and relearn all the time. No matter how senior you are in your career or how junior at the start of the career, learning, unlearning, and relearning is going to something that really going to make you very, very successful. Second point, have an attitude that you cannot do things alone. So collaboration is really very, very key. And third is, have unreasonable aspirations that has nothing to do with reality. And if you have that aspiration, you are working towards to reach there. With that, I will just conclude my session talking about 3 things. stay curious, work smart, and make history, guys. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you so much, sir, for those thought-provoking insights. When we talk about future of work, the conversation often starts with technology, but it's truly come alive when we talk about people at scale. That is the complex reality of leadership in India today. It is an honor to welcome Shri Keshav Rao, sir, Director HR at Mahanadi Coalfield Limited. An alumnus of IIT Bombay and IIM Ahmedabad, he oversees one of the most challenging people ecosystems in the country, covering talent management, industrial relations, CSR, governance, and community engagement. Under his leadership, MCL not only scaled coal production dramatically, but also demonstrated that execution culture and responsible leadership are central to nation growth and sustainability. His work during the pandemic and his nationally recognized CSR initiatives reflect how human-centric leadership defines the future of work, especially in India's core sectors. We are privileged to learn from his experience of managing people, productivity, and purpose at scale. May I invite Sri Keshav Rao sir to share his insight with us.
Thank you. Once again, very good morning to all of you. The chief guest of today's gathering, Mr. B.P. Singh, CMD NALCO, Professor Jaiswal, Director IIM, Mr. Narendra Babu, Mr. Mahapatra, Professor Poonam Kumar, Professor Mishra, all the worthy professors seated in front, all the worthy students of IIM Sambalpur, especially the executive program. Once again, good morning. Mr. Mahapatra quoted President Abdul Kalam. Actually, I'm inclined to, quote one of his another quote from Dr. Abdul Kalam. It is written in many places across several institutions. It says, dreams are not what you see in your sleep. They are what don't let you sleep. So my take on this is a good number of you, perhaps with some amount of monotony, did start dreaming. So let us awaken and have a dream that you can do with your eyes open. So greetings to all of you. It's really a privilege and an honor to be addressing this wonderful gathering. And I'm sure you are enjoying your stay in IIM Sambalpur. This is a wonderful campus, and it's really heartening to see how Professor Jaiswal has been able to steer this institution in the last 10 years. And last time I was here, we were discussing IIM Sambalpur was rated at ranking of 28 in all India management institutions. And I think now the ranking has gone up to 16. So have a big clap for Professor Jaiswal. This is truly incredible. Reaching among the top 20 for an institution within 10 years shows tremendous hard work, tremendous effort at institution building, tremendous effort at engagement with not just the academic community, but also with industry, and the local community. As you may have heard in the past, there used to be criticism of both IITs and the IIMs that they are not really connected with the society, they don't address the problems of the poor, they don't address the problems of the common people. But I'm very, very happy to note that Professor Jaiswal has driven this institution specifically to engage very closely with the community in general, especially the weavers. And it is really heartening to see that there are regular programs organized for the people from the industry, especially the weavers, etc., which helps them not just grow their income, but manage their affairs a lot better. So there has been very steady progress in not just intellectual and academic area, but also engaging the community and the society in general. So 3 cheers to Professor Jaiswal. Apart from this, another very, very important achievement on the part of this institution has been women empowerment. It has been the specific policy of the current government for the last 12 years to specifically work towards women empowerment, and I am happy to note that Professor Jaiswal has done tremendous work in this regard, and I am informed that 76% of the admissions last year were of girl students. Apart from this, we are regularly in touch with regard to innovation activities. So the institution is truly living up to its values, that is integrity, innovation, integrity and inclusiveness. Wonderful. So I am happy that we at Mahanadi Coalfields Limited have been regularly interacting with this institution, and we have contributed to the innovation process, and at the same time we are much inclined to contribute to the development and growth of the weavers that specifically your institution has been working on. Apart from this, already I am told there is tremendous effort at scaling up the operations, scaling up the teaching facilities at this institution. For this purpose, more accommodation is required. So I am happy to disclose that our company will be contributing around 50 crores plus to this institution for under CSR for setting up a hostel, and specifically we would request Professor Jaiswal that let this be a symbol of women empowerment. So let it be a women's hostel. Sambalpur has particularly over the last 4 or 5 years risen to bring Sambalpur into focus all over the country, especially through organization of various summits and conclaves of very high level. So this is really wonderful. Sambalpur is getting noticed. In fact, when I came here in 2019, I was pleasantly surprised by the beauty of this place. I mean, I don't know how many of you have visited the dam and the dike. Could you please raise hands? Oh, that's amazing. That's nice. I mean, whoever hasn't done, please do. And with the Honorable Education Minister being from this place as Member of Parliament, we are happy that the Government of India has drawn up, along with state government, has drawn up a massive plan for development of this place as a big tourist destination. So we'll be contributing in multiple ways. In fact, we actually plan to fund a very large portion of that under CSR. Fortunately, our company has a very big CSR budget as of now. This year, the budget is 323 crores. So we'll be having, there are two things we'll be doing ourselves. One thing is setting up a comprehensive mine museum, and we have a very beautiful concept in mind for doing that. Apart from this, we have a closed underground mine. So we are going to convert that into a beautiful mine visit experience. And I invite all of you to, some of you to please take some time off, and in case should you so desire, please go through the adventure of entering an underground mine, travel 1 kilometer down and then come up. So that's, let me tell you, I've done it twice or thrice and I really enjoy it. So you too would. We also plan setting up what is called as a laser show. And as already you may be knowing, there is a ropeway working here. We propose to expand it and take it across to the far end island. So that will give some really exciting journey on the ropeway across water. There will be other things, government of Odisha has drawn up a very comprehensive plan developing, so many other ecotourism. There will be convention centers and so many things. So I'm sure when you come here after say 4 or 5 years, it will be a transformed place in terms of, not just being a very throbbing place in terms of intellectual interactions, intellectual growth, but at the same time, there will be lots of tourist activity, quality tourism, lot of facilities. All this is coming here. So I thought rather than focusing on concepts, let me give a perspective on not just my company, but also what is happening around you and how silently, not just Sambalpur, but whole of India is getting transformed through a lot of positive initiatives. So I compliment all the students of Executive MBA. I'm sure you'll have a good time here. And besides this, I'm sure you'll go through a lot of valuable learning. So thank you and best wishes.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words. As India advances its aspiration of becoming a global leader in manufacturing and sustainability, the defining challenge before us is not intent, but execution at a scale across people, processes, and purpose. It is therefore with highest respect that we introduce our chief guest, Shri Brajendra Pratap Singh, Chairman cum Managing Director of NALCO. With over 35 years of distinguished experience across mining and integrated steel plants, he exemplifies leadership that delivers transformation on the ground through disciplined execution and deep operational understanding rather than merely envisioning change in boardrooms. An alumnus of IIT Dhanbad and an MBA in marketing, his career spans some of in India's most complex industrial ecosystems. Under his leadership, organizations have consistently balanced scale with sustainability, productivity with people capability, and operational excellence with long-term responsibility, demonstrating that future of work is as critical on the shop floor as it is in the cloud. His insights will be invaluable as we reflect on how skills, culture, and leadership shape India's competitiveness and sustainable future. May I now invite Shri Brajendra Pratap Singh to kindly address the gathering.
Thank you for the nice introduction. Founding Director of IIM Sambalpur, and architect, Professor Mahadev Jaiswal, guest of honor, Shri Kesav Rao, Director HR MCL, guest of honor, Shri Bishwajit Mahapatra, CIO AWS, guest of honor, Shri Narendra Babu, CTO PayU, Professor Poonam Kumar, Professor Mishra, all faculties, all my dear students, working professionals. Good morning to you all. First of all, thank you, Professor Jaiswal, for calling me here, making part of this important inaugural event for working professionals MBA program. At the outset, compliments to all of you for getting brand IIM behind you. That is one of the most important thing. You all will be tagged IIM alumni. That is a very important part of your career, and best wishes for your future. My compliments to Professor Jaiswal, the founding director, architect, for building such a beautiful institution, not only structurally but academically also. And yesterday he was telling IIM Sambalpur is having one of the highest number of courses amongst the IIMs. So compliments to you and your all team faculty members. Applauses for you. For all non-faculty staffs also for doing their hard work for creating such a beautiful campus. Today morning I was jogging in the campus, going around the campus. A beautiful sunrise I could see. That's wonderful and a pride of Orissa. As far as today's topic is concerned, that is future of work. Future of work, nature, what will be the nature of work in future? Skills, we talk about sustainability, we talk about some other things. Lot of things have been told by previous speakers. Lot of technicalities have been told by previous speakers. I will tell more about some soft skills. We talk about future. Why we talk about future? It's necessary to see future. It is one of the most important leadership skills. Any of the leaders of any industries, you have to see future for your existence, for your growth. Because there is saying, if any of the organization is not changing with the future, because changes will come. Changes are coming. All the speakers told that a lot of changes are coming and we have to see what are the changes coming. The organizations which are not seeing the change, which are not changing with the change, they die down. The organizations which change after the change, they somehow survive. The organizations which change, they prosper. But the organizations which change before the change comes, they lead. So that is important to see what are the changes coming. And a lot of things have been told what are the changes coming, maybe AI, sustainability and all that. So that is very important to see what are the changes coming and how to adapt ourselves for the changes. The topic which is skill, culture and sustainability. So these three things, these are very important if we want to sustain and grow. I will talk about ability, adaptability and sustainability. Skill is ability. Culture is adaptability and sustainability. These are the three things very important. If we talk about abilities, growing, having the skills, very important is to first believe that yes, I can possess this skill. I can build on my abilities to have this skill. That is one of the first most important thing to build up your skill. That kind of thinking process, thought process is again very important. That yes, I can build up my skill, I can grow myself. And all of you are here just because of that, because you all have an inner belief, yes, you can do an executive MBA. Of course, it was not an easy thing working and doing an MBA program. I did it just 2 years back. So that inner belief is important because all humans have capability to grow. There is a very good story. It's not a story, it is a real thing, which I always tell. When Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay were going up to climb the Mount Everest, in their first attempt, they failed. They had to come down from the third leg. And when they came down, Sir Edmund Hillary looked towards the Mount Everest and told, I will come back and conquer you. I will come back and conquer you. Why he told that? And this line became very famous. He told, as a human being, I can grow. As a mountain, you cannot grow. As a mountain, you cannot grow. As a human being, I can grow. I will grow my capabilities and I will conquer you. And that happened. So that is very important for all of us to know that we can, as a human being, we can build our capabilities, we can grow ourselves, but that inner belief is important. Yes, I can do this, I can build up myself. The next thing is what to build up. What are the skills required, which have been told just now by all the previous speakers, the things which are changing, to see what are the things coming, may it be AI, artificial intelligence, Industry 4.0, research, innovation, ESG, lot of things are there which are coming in the future. Again, that is important to know. As a maintenance engineer, I am a mechanical engineer. 12 years back, when I was there in a steel plant, my main concern was my equipment should not break down. Breakdown should not occur. Production should not suffer due to breakdown. And every day I used to have 2 hours going around the plant, touching the bearings, seeing the equipments, feeling the equipments, how my equipment is behaving, and to make a connect with the equipment. At that time, there were not many of sensors and all these technologies. And maybe it was there across the world, but we are not known in India. And now all the sensorizations have come. Each and every equipment are fitted with the sensors. You have all data of vibrations, temperatures, acoustics on your mobile. And whenever any temperature and vibration data are going above the critical data, the alarms are generated, the equipment trips. So you are not worried that my equipment will be broken down. So now I think that how much time I wasted at that time, every day 2 to 3 hours going around. So we have to know the technology. Technology is always there, but making use of technology is again very important. What kind of use we make of this technology by upgrading our skills, by upgrading our knowledge, not only the knowledge of the people across the organizations, knowledge of the team across the organizations. The second is research and innovation. That again is very important. What I could feel as a working professional in steel industry, now in aluminum industry, in many other industries, India lacks in research and innovation. The kind of spending which is happening in research and innovation needs to be increased. On lot of technologies, we are still dependent on European technology or maybe Japanese on other technologies, Chinese. Steel, aluminum, all the technologies need to be developed. So lot of thought process has to be gone into that yes, these technologies needs to be developed in India because we are using these industries last maybe 40, 50 years, but still we are dependent on the technology on other countries. India is growing. The GDP of India is growing. India's growth is now 4th largest economy. And we all know Prime Minister telling that India becoming Viksit Bharat by 2047. And lot of developments are coming, lot of funding in infrastructure and all that is there. That's why we require that technology should be there. It should be our own technology because if we are buying the technology from outside, it becomes very costly. Next is ESG. The skill sets again required for ESG because sustainability is very important. The norms, environmental norms, the carbon emissions, the other sustainability things. All these things again are very important. As a professional, you have to know what are the requirements for the future. Because 20 years back, no one was concerned about carbon emission. Nowadays, a lot of things are talked about, like maybe carbon tax for maybe steel, for aluminium, for copper. In European markets, if you are going to sell your products, the taxes will be imposed. That is called CBAM. So you have to reduce your carbon emission. If you are not able to reduce the carbon emission, you have to go in for maybe some kind of carbon capture and carbon utilization, and maybe converting this carbon into useful natural resources and maybe valuable resources. So these things, again, knowledge of these are very important. So if you talk about skills, these are the things which required to be upgrading your knowledge as a professional, as a working professional. If you talk about the culture again is important. Building up the culture, because acquiring skill, you can acquire it as individual, as an organization. But sustaining that again is important, because if you have a good culture, then only you can adapt that across the organizations. Your people, your persons should be ready to accept it. Your persons should be taught, because everyone working in any organization, we know people are resistant to change. That is the most difficult thing, to change the people mindset. So the change has to come at the opportune time. That is again very important. And any kind of change, any kind of transformation has to be there with the people involved in that. The people have to be the change agents. Then only you can adapt those things, whatever skills you are acquiring, for adapting their skill individually or nationally. That again is very important. The third is sustainability. Then sustaining. How you sustain the things. If we talk about sustainability, the softer part of it is 3 Ds. Devotion, determination, dedication, and discipline. These are the 3 Ds, very important for sustainability if you talk about softer skills. Discipline, dedication, and determination. One of the interviewer was talking to Sachin Tendulkar, how you are able to sustain in the international cricket so long, maybe 16 years, 20 years. They went in the international cricket at the age of 16 and maybe retired at the age of 34, 35. It's very difficult to sustain in that enormous pressure. He told, every day morning I face 500 balls in the net. Every day morning. This is the kind of discipline he has. The interviewer asked, if you previous day, if you have scored 100, then, well, then also. I go to the nets next day morning, 5 o'clock, I face 500 balls. So dedication, discipline, and determination is one of the most important thing in your career as far as sustenance is concerned, for yourself, for your team members. The rest of the things are external, like maybe ESG, climates, environment, government norms, all those things are there. But take care of those things, add value to yourself, that again is very important. Apart from all technicalities, all industrialization, everything, at the helm of that is your own health, that again very important. To be physically and mentally healthy, because the kind of robots the sir was talking about, I was also getting afraid. So don't be afraid of robots. Enjoy your life. Very important to be healthy physically and mentally, so that you can enjoy your work life and social life both. That again very important, to have a very balanced work social life. So my best wishes to all of you, all the working professionals who are there for as a MBA student, for your bright future, and maybe seeing you, most of you, as a future CEOs, directors of many companies, other companies, or maybe your own companies, setting up your own companies. That is more important, and creating more jobs in India, making India see Viksit Bharat in 2047. My best wishes to IIM Sambalpur for all your endeavors, to all the faculty members, and wish you best of luck for all the futures. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and guidance. As we come to the conclusion of this enriching inauguration ceremony, I invite Professor Soumyakant Mishra, Chairperson, Executive MBA, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected Chief Guest, Sri Brijendra Pratap Singh, CMD NALCO, respected Professor Mahadev Jaiswal, Founding Director IIM Sambalpur, respected Guest of Honor, Sri Kesab Rao, Director HR MCL, respected Guest of Honor, Dr. Biswajit Mahapatra, CIO Advisory, Amazon Web Services, respected Keynote Speaker, Sri Narendra Babu, CTO PayU, distinguished faculty members, officers, staff, students, members of media and esteemed guests. Good morning. As we come to the close of this meaningful inauguration of the CEO Immersion Programme, it is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks. At the outset, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Sri Brijendra Pratap Singh, CMD NALCO, for honoring us with his presence and for sharing valuable insights drawn from his rich leadership experiences. His address has set a strong tone for the program and provided our participants with clarity of purpose. I express my sincere gratitude to respected Professor Mahadev Jaiswal, Founding Director IIM Sambalpur, for his vision, guidance, and constant encouragement. His leadership has been instrumental in shaping the academic direction of this institute. I sincerely thank our guest of honor, Sri Kesab Rao, Director HR MCL, and sir, thank you for the generous announcement. Dr. Biswajit Mahapatra, CIO Advisory, Amazon Web Services, for gracing the occasion for their valuable encouragement. Your presence has added immense value to today's program. I express my deep appreciation to our keynote speaker, Sri Narendra Babu, CTO PayU, for delivering an engaging and thought-provoking address. The perspectives shared today will remain highly relevant for our participants as they progress through the program. My sincere thanks to Professor Poonam Kumar, Chairperson MBA for Working Professionals, for her support, to Mr. Amrit Mahanti, Chief Administrative Officer, for ensuring that all arrangements were executed smoothly. I would also like to acknowledge the valuable support from Mr. Dhananjay Devangan, Academic Officer, Ms. Swagatika Padhi, Administrative Officer, whose coordination contributed significantly to the success of the event. I extend my appreciation to all the faculty members, officers, and staff of IIM Sambalpur for their cooperation and contribution. I also wish to specially thank the office bearers of Executive MBA and MBA for Working Professionals, Ms. Sivani and Ms. Divya, for their proactive coordination and support. My thanks also go to the Student Academic Committee and the student POCs for their dedication and ownership in making this event a success. I acknowledge and thank the members of the press and media for covering this event and helping us reach a wider audience. Most importantly, I thank all our participants, student participants, for their enthusiasm, engagement, and positive energy. Your commitment gives true meaning to the initiatives such as this. With these words, I once again thank everyone who has contributed to the success of today's program and look forward to a highly enriching CEO immersion journey ahead. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir. May I now request all the dignitaries and participants to kindly assemble for the group photograph in the lobby.